Looks like, or at least a brainstorming session, allowing the media's cameras full access to a bipartisan meeting on immigration for 55 minutes. Here to react, Great America PAC co-chair Eric Beach. Eric, how important is this for the president at this point in his presidency to do something like this?
I think the president realizes the historic relevance of what happened yesterday. And even furthermore, he doesn't get enough credit for how he diagnosed the American electorate when it built, centered around illegal immigration. He was the only one that diagnosed that, not just in the primary, but the general election. So he looked big. Everybody else looked small yesterday. And I do think there's a pushback here against the narrative that says the president's not in control of these negotiations. He was in his element yesterday, and I was pleased to see it.
He knew everything, but he doesn't have the history of negotiations in the past. For Republicans, they get concerned because Democrats always promise to do something down the line. They never do. Senator Feinstein actually threw that out there, said, hey, why don't we do DACA now? We'll do comprehensive later. And then quickly, Kevin McCarthy and Tom Cotton jumped in and says, no. Do it at the same time. You guys never do it later.
And they're absolutely right. But so is the president. And he understands the art of the deal. And he understands that he's going to allow the Democrats, to apply any kind of rhetoric that they want during the meeting. But I was also very happy to see his tweet yesterday. It said, no wall, no DACA. And he was very clear about that. He's been very clear about that. He's the only candidate that was. And as president, this president does what he says he's going to do.
Right. So here is some of the reaction from the other networks about what they saw, which was unexpected and unprecedented. Watch.
I can't think of an example of something I've seen like that in covering Washington.
This is not the Steve Bannon version of Donald Trump.
And I got to give the president of the United States a lot of credit. He allowed the TV cameras in there for this really remarkable meeting.
After Wolf Blitzer gave the president credit, Jim Acosta passed out. So he just could not, no one could revive him. So in the big picture, I fear this, that as reasonable as Democrats and Republicans look yesterday, there's going to be pressure for Democrats never to allow that to happen again because it looked as if there was something getting done. Do you worry about that, too?
I do. I mean, they look like contestants on The Apprentice, and he looked in complete control. And again, you have to judge him by his results. And in the first year of his presidency, it was all about results. That meeting yesterday, he came out of it in a position of strength.
Right. And it wasn't just a... He said, look, we're going to do this in two phases. It's just not going to be today. Maybe we'll do this with border wall and come back and do it again. And he's uniquely qualified to do it. The other thing is, I don't think Democrats look bad either. I thought they brought up some good points. They seemed very reasonable. It seemed like our life away from politics.